ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Worldwide consumption and production, a driving force of global economy, rest on the use of natural environment and resources is a way that continues to have destructive impacts on the planet, is the motto of Sustainable Development Goals. With this vision, I, Namrata Agrawal, along with my co-host, Ms. Pragya, proudly welcome each one of you today on this evening on behalf of HETS, Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions, and Sanjeevani World School. This initiative has created a pathway to the future we all want for. Our young learners not only have voices, but also have wings to fly. And we at Sanjeevani and HETS have ensured we prepare that platform for them to speak and fly. In totality, we have 35 schools, 5 of which are international, and the rest are all pan-India. The entire team of HETS and Sanjeevani World School have got together in collaboration for such a noble cause. We believe our students are the harbingers of change. Hence, we have created such a platform for them. Now, I would like all of you to introduce you to the energetic personality, Dr. Pragya Garg. She is my co-host for today. She's an English teacher at Bharat Ram Global School. She is an enthusiastic and passionate educator with more than 5 years of teaching experience, with an added advantage of 15 years of experience in health and wellness industry. She has done her B.Ed. MA in English. She has received the Appreciation Award 2020 for her soft-spoken nature and the Best Teacher Award 2020. She believes that every new day begins with a new ray of hope, and we should always be motivated to learn something new every day. So good evening to our eminent guests, dignitaries, principals, coordinators, and our lovely dear participants. We take pride in welcoming you to the Sustainable Development Goals initiated by Harvest Education Transformation Solutions and Sanjeevani World School. I'm sure today you will have a great time and will also learn a lot about the young talents on this platform. We wish the participants all the best for their presentations. Proceeding ahead, the main event for this evening is to showcase the talents of young generations. I, Namrata Agrawal, along with my co-host, Ms. Pragya, welcome you all on behalf of Sanjeevani and HETS family on this great event. Over to you, Pragya ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to introduce my co-host, Ms. Namrata Agrawal. She is the Deputy Head of Sanjeevani World School, dedicated to children's educational needs and development, to encourage creativity and high-order thinking in a way that increases students' performance. And our vision is to enhance students' knowledge, skill, and capabilities. Hard work and integrity are her needs and mission. Dedicated professional who excels at building productivity, relationship with students, and addressing individual educational needs. Today's youth refers to the distinctive ideas, opinions, attitudes, knowledge, and action of the young generation as a collaborative body. HETS, Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions, along with Sanjeevani World School, is privileged to provide this wonderful platform for students around the world to show their skills, creativity, and curiosity to learn more. Let's all come together and make the most of it. Over to you, Namrata ma'am.
Thank you, Pragya ma'am. Once again, it is my privilege to welcome this beautiful audience today who have given their valuable time to be a part of this great event organized by Sanjeevani and HETS. Now, moving further, as per the Indian tradition, we would like to start the program by paying tribute to the goddess of knowledge, Goddess Saraswati. Mother, we pray for your blessings with humility. Give us the wisdom to make this world a better place. May all human beings live in harmony and peace. May the truth prevail. May all human beings live in harmony and peace. May the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. Let's all join the spiritual moment with our heart and soul and enjoy the Saraswati Vandana.
शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योते नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ।
That was so blissful. It indeed created a heavenly atmosphere here. Now I would like Pragya ma'am to take this forward.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to introduce our organizers, HETS and SWs. HETS an evolving institution and a social enterprise that provide essential knowledge, assessment, counseling programs, work skills, and other customized solutions in the field of education. Now, I would like to introduce the multi-talented, extraordinary, energetic, and magnanimous personality with all present here, Dr. Aruna Vadkar, an experience of 3 decades in the field of education and corporate sector, an educational consultant, an educator, a mentor, and a speaker. Dr. Aruna Vadkar's career reflects richness and strength of variety and diversity. Her hands-on experience in various designations of repute in ICSC, CBSE, and State Board School includes Director and Principal, Dolphin International School, Kashmir, Pulwana, Academic Head and Lead of School, Pearson, Regional Director of School, Z Learn Limited, South Zone. Carrying with her huge experience, now an edupreneur, she is currently the founder and managing director at Harvest Educational Transformation Solution, an organization registered with MSME, Government of India. She's having a long list of achievements and awards. A few of them are Sanjeevani Seed of Knowledge Award 2020, Indian Humanitarian Award 2020, Nation Builder Award 2020, Honor to Excellence by Akal Academy, Sri Krishna Samman 2020, National Education Excellence Award 2019, India Star Republic Award 2019, and many more. Over to you, Namrata ma'am.
Thank you, Pragya ma'am. Now I take the privilege of introducing Dr. Seema Negi ma'am and Sanjeevani World School. Dr. Seema Negi is the Director Principal, the pillar, the backbone, and the captain of the ship Sanjeevani World School. She is the Director Principal who comes from a lineage of Indian Air Force. She is a passionate educator. Her expertise lies in both Indian and international boards. Sanjeevani World School is a futuristic school where everyone is encouraged and inspired to learn skills required to succeed in the globalized arena. Backed with a team of passionate, hardworking, and dedicated individuals, the school is ready to prepare each learner for future challenges, which will enable them to reach their goals far beyond the horizon. We aspire to empower the learners for the rapidly changing environment, the thinking skill, global preparedness, and respect for core values of patriotism, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and respect for core values like benevolence. We at Sanjeevani World School have a legacy to leave behind, a legacy in the form of successful students who are an asset to the world, a holistic being. We willingly embrace all the responsibilities to prepare our learners, not just for exams, but also for the ever-changing complex world, the uncertain future. Sanjeevani, along with HETS, have organized this SDG event. Keeping the same passion on, we now move ahead with the introduction of SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals for which we have gathered here today. The Sustainable Development Goals were born at United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. The objective was to produce a set of universal goals that meet the urgent environmental, political, and economic challenges faced by the world. Sustainable development practices helped countries grow in ways that adapt to the challenges posed by climate change, which will in turn help to protect important natural resources for ours and future generations. In 2015, a global delegation of experts developed, debated, and introduced the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to be adopted by the UN nations and its 193 member countries. The 17 goals emerged from rigorous research into global conditions and trends. They are in the forefront of international development, conversations, initiatives, and require innovative research collaborations to create new possibilities and a better future for a more sustainable world. In addition to the learning core academic subjects, children need to grow in other areas that are equally important in the development of an all-round individual. We do not teach only to attempt, but also provide knowledge. Knowledge-centered, conducive environment and ambience in which they learn. Now I hand it over to Pragya ma'am to introduce the goal of today. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to call Devansh Tripathi from HETS to introduce today's goal and quickly brief us about this. Devansh Tripathi.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm Devansh Tripathi, the Technical Coordinator of HETS Youth League Association. And today I'm going to tell you something about the goal number 16. So the Sustainable Development Goal number 16, also known as SDG 16 or Global Goal 16, is about peace, justice, and strong institutions. One of the 17 sustainable goals established by the United Nations in 2015. The official wording is promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. The goal has 10 outcome targets: reduce violence, protect children from abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and violence, promote the rule of law, and ensure equal access to justice, combat organized crime and illicit financial and arms flows, reduce corruption and bribery, develop effective, accountable, and transparent institutions, ensure responsive, inclusive, and representative decision making, strengthen the participation in global governance, provide universal legal identity, ensure public access to information, and protect fundamental freedoms. There are also two means of achieving the targets: strengthen national institutions to prevent violence and combat crime and terrorism, promote and enforce non-discriminatory law and policies, reducing violent crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, and child abuse are clear global goals. The international community value peace and justice and calls for stronger judicial systems that will enforce law and work towards a peaceful and just society. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Devansh. Over to you, Namrata ma'am.
Very well introduced, Devansh. Thank you so much. Now I would like to introduce our chief guest of the day. A good education can change anything, but a good teacher can change everything. She is none other than Dr. Vedwati Dinesh ma'am, a strong believer of simple living and high thinking, who is a passionate educator. She hails from rural parts of Bengaluru, born and brought up in a village, completed her basic education in government school and college, received a doctorate in law, done various diploma courses, completed her B.Ed at a point of time where she felt there is a need of quality education in her village. This idea of her gave birth to her child, Green Eden Public School, in 2015, a small attempt to give the joy of learning to all the rural people in their reach. That's how her journey started as an educator. But before then, she was a professor at a law college. As an educator she has traveled different parts of the country in sharing her ideas as a founder, principal, and a change maker too. Got many chances to participate as a panel member and to moderate sessions, and also grabbed awards like Dr. APG Abdul Kalam Award for her service as an educator, Best Principal Award, Outstanding Leader Award, Exemplary Achievers Award, and so on. As an educator, it is one of the finest experiences and an opportunity to join this forum of like-minded people. As a teacher, she preaches that sharing is caring. So she would like to share her knowledge of caring for the system. Together, we can make a difference in the society. Now, I would like Dr. Vedwati ma'am to share her thoughts and motivate our children. Over to you, ma'am. We welcome you and over to you.
Very good evening. Thank you so much, Ms. Namrata Agarwal, for that wonderful welcome. Such a cute gesture. Thank you so much for that. Nice to see all little tiny dots with all the zeal, enthusiastic approach. So nice to see you all. And I welcome each and everyone. And I thank Dr. Aruna Wadko for this providing a wonderful and powerful platform. I must say this because pandemic has made us do many things in and around virtually. So this is one of such event and initiative which has taken by her. And especially when it comes to kids, I just love to see kids around. I just love to see kids around. And the topic, what you're talking about, sustainable development, I must say this, when I was pursuing my doctorate and LLM, PG, this was one of my subject. Okay, natural disasters was the subject, in which entire chapter was under sustainable development. Basically, sustainable development, it includes generations. Okay, we are using natural resources, we are feeding it, we are experiencing it, we are living with it. It makes duty of our generations to preach our future generations so that we can conserve for our future generations. That means we also should give chance for our future generations also to live like how we are living and like what we are utilizing the natural resources. That's what the whole concept of sustainable development is. In that we have a polluter pays principle. If you are a polluter, if you have polluted environment, you should pay for it. That's what our judiciary, our court has strongly urged. Okay, and precautionary principle. Precautionary is something taking measures before you use it. You should be prevented with whatever the issues happening around. You have to be very cautious before you do. If you are not conscious, either knowing or without knowing, if you are harming environment, if you are polluting environment, then you should pay for it. That is a precautionary principle. Intergenerations equity. This is something very important, I must say, because I'm seeing all the generations here, mid-generation, future generation, younger generation, older generation, all together. Nice to see everyone on this platform. This is what intergeneration equity is. All generations collaborate together, discuss together and come to a particular decision based on the judgments given by the judiciary, so that we all will be under a resolution, will be framed on with all of us, so that we all will be joining our arms together to preserve environment. And that is the concept of intergeneration equity, where it will be equally balanced with all the generations, so that in future generations also natural resources will be saved and we will also live happily, and we will also live that pollution-free environment. This is basically what I can recollect right now at this moment. Sustainable development is all about, and this is one of the important, and this is one of the effective initiative which has taken care at least at this point of time in students, so that let it grow in a broader way. Let it be shared. As I said, sharing is caring. Keep sharing until you reach to the goal wherever you have to be, or else it will not be worth enough. So this is one of that such kind of initiative, and nice to see enthusiasm of all our little champions all around. And thanks to Sanjeevani World School again, making me a part of this wonderful event and wonderful evening. I wish each and everyone all the very best. Okay, and give your best and be the best. Obviously, then you will turn out to be the best. All the very best. Thank you so much, entire team, for giving a part of joining this wonderful event and session today. Thank you. I wish everyone all the very best. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your best wishes. Thank you for motivating our children. That was very informative. Thank you for encouraging our children. Your thoughts have given a new perspective to today's goal and made us realize that we have a big responsibility. All generations have to hold hands and work towards these goals. Then only these goals will be achieved. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us this new perspective. Now, moving ahead, I would now like to introduce the schools and the principals of today's goal. Before we go on to introduce the schools, I would like to introduce everyone to one of the organizers, the founder of this event, Dr. Seema Negi. She is the director principal of Sanjeevani World School, who comes from a lineage of Indian Air Force. She is a passionate educator. Her expertise lies in both international and national boards, Indian and international boards. She is associated with many educational and social organizations, and she contributes her time and efforts for the betterment of educational system and society. She is bestowed with many prestigious awards: Best Academic Leader, Bharat Vidya Shiromani Award, Jewel of India, Shiksha Bharati Award, Nari Shakti Award, Nation Builder Award from Rotary, Visionary Leader Award, Pride of India Award, Educational Icon 2018, Women of Substance Award, Super Achiever Award, Humanity Award, Dr. APG Abdul Kalam Professional Excellence Award, to name a few. Her signature program, Principal Ki Pathshala, is much appreciated and applauded by the educators fraternity. She stands by the maxim, I am because we are, and we are determined to bring the change by human empowerment. She lives by the principles of empathy and gratitude. She is the face and inspiration of Team Sanjeevani. Thank you. Our first school, coming to the schools, our first school for today is Dev Samaj Modern School. Dev Samaj School was founded in 1887 and has been in service of education since 1889, when it started its first school at Lahore. This school has over the year has come to symbolize the truest spirit of education to the task of maintaining an excellent standard of education. So this was the first school for today. Over to you, Pragya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Before introducing the next school, I would like to share that the thought of Dr. Aruna Vadkar to bring the students together and promote SDG is beyond boundaries. Extraordinary, multi-talented, energetic, and motivational personality, Dr. Aruna Vadkar has tried to promote SDG goals through young generation. So now I will be introducing Harvest, the educational transformation solution and evolving organization that consistently assesses education system to raise the interface of education and technology. A globally recognized social enterprise providing customized solution to reach out to every individual and educational institutions. Our priority is mentoring the youngsters, the skill they need to manage and thrive on their own independently. Guide the students to manage both external and internal pressure in life, catering to skill development and skill enhancement orientation programs, envisioned to create new paradigm in the Indian education and training industry. We have evidently involved in delivering various skill development programs, which has bridged the gap between employability and employment. HETS is a firm that offers an entire gamut of soft and hard skill courses across various sectors through both entry and advanced level programs. The entry level course aims to impart employable skills, while the advanced level course enable an existing workforce acquire skills for vertical and horizontal mobility through a range of upskilling and cross-skilling programs. A skilled workforce becomes more productive when equipped with right tools and technology. Over to you, Namrata ma'am.
Thank you, Pragya ma'am. Now I would like to introduce you to the third school, that is Sanjeevani World School. The vision of Sanjeevani World School, it's a futuristic outlook school aspiring to empower the learners of rapidly changing world by enabling them with the thinking skills, global preparedness, and respect for core values of patriotism, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and benevolence. The mission is crafting Indian souls with global ethos. Dr. Seema Negi is the captain of the ship. She lives by the principle empathy and gratitude. She is the director planner for Sharp Minds. She is the Global Goodwill Ambassador and Edu Leader and Principal of Sanjeevani World School, Mumbai, India. She is the coordinator for SAARC Nations Regional Committee for Global Youth Parliament. She is the Secretary General from India for Global Talk Education. She won the prestigious crown of Education Queen 2018, Miss Role Model 2018 in an exclusive pageant only for educationalists. She is a proud Rotarian and a social ambassador for Indian Development of India. She is the territory head for Association for Primary Education and Research. She firmly believes in the concept of togetherness and developing a community where people support each other to grow together to achieve their dreams and vision. So, okay, my dear students, I'm so excited, aren't you all? Now, please join me in welcoming the participants as the show is about to begin, and without making you all wait, let us proceed for the much awaited program.
Now I would request Ms. Divya Ved, coordinator of Dev Samaj Modern School, Nehru Nagar, to take it further and call her school students to present the views.
Thank
Divya
you so
ma'am.
much, ma'am. Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. A very warm good evening to one and all present here. I, Divya Vaid, representing Dev Samaj Modern School, Nehru Nagar, feel privileged to be part of such vibrant and outstanding organization, which has given us an opportunity to be with them to make a better world and to promote human values. Now, I would like my three participants, Bhanuj and group, to carry on with their presentations.
A very
Bhanuj?
good evening to one and all present here, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I, Bhanut Seni, with my co-partners Garma Sandhu and Kashi Goel, will going to present goal number 16, which is peace, justice, and associations. Before starting, I would like to inform that 3 are going to perform in a group in the form of a PowerPoint presentation, speech, and poster. Now, I would like to start with a PowerPoint presentation, and for a great beginning, I will start with a quote.
I request the host to please enable the participant screen sharing option.
Sure, sure. I think now he can share.
Bhanuj, you
No,
can
ma'am.
share now, bache.
No, ma'am, it is still disabled, I think.
Okay. Namrata ma'am, can you please help them?
Yes, yes. Now, just check. I've changed the security settings. Now you should be able to share.
A very warm evening to one and all present here, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I, Bhanut Seni, with my co-partners Garima Sandhu and Kashi Goel, will going to present goal number 16, which is peace, justice, and association. Before starting, I would like to inform that 3 are going to perform in a group in the form of a PowerPoint presentation, speech, and poster. Now, I would like to start the PowerPoint presentation, and for a great beginning, I would like to start with a quote. Is cannot cheat through violence, be socialist, equality. This will only make constitutions. Now let's see what is peace. Peace is a state of security and calmness that comes when there is no fighting or war, everything coexisting in perfect harmony and freedom. Now let's see what is justice. Justice is a concept on ethics and law. That means that people behave in a way that is fair, equal, and balanced for everyone. Now I request my co-partner Kashvi to continue further.
Now let's see what are strong institutions. Ensuring equal access to justice for all, protecting everyone's fundamental freedoms, maintaining peace and justice makes strong institution. Now let's see the targets. Ensure all people have free access to information, end violence, end the abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and all forms of violence and torture against children, end corruption. Now let's see what is the goal. Promoting peaceful societies for development, facilitate access to sustainable justice for all, and create effective, responsible institutions inclusive at all levels. Now let's see what needs to be achieved. To achieve peace and justice, we should maintain equality. We should fight for corruption. We should be united, and everyone needs to be cooperative with the government, and the government should also be cooperative with the public. This will help us to make a strong institution. Now let's see what future youth can do. Raising awareness of our own community about the reality of violence and the importance of building societies peaceful and fair determine how we can contribute to the achievement of peace and justice in our daily lives. Now I would like to request my co-partner Garima to continue further.
So now let's have a look at our next subtopic, which is how is it linked to education? There should be a peaceful environment in schools. Each and every child should be treated equally and should get education to make a strong institution. And our next subtopic is how can we create a peaceful and justice environment? A peaceful and justice environment can be created by meeting the basic needs and providing security to everyone, by stopping exploitation, reducing inequality, and providing the right to participate in public life. At last, I would like to end the PowerPoint presentation with a poem. A dark hand touching a light hand, a young face looking into an old. All people working together for a goal to be told. A stranger and stranger together, a foe and a foe are now friends. All people are helping each other, making beginnings meet ends. A heart understanding other, a soul reaching out to a soul. All people feeding their elders with plates, forks, spoons, and bowls. A rich man helping a poor man, a convict dancing with a child. All people put aside their differences and share a hope that is wild. A shout comes out from the open, like a footstep falling on land. All people together proclaim, now there is peace in this land. Thank you very much for your interest. Now I would request my co-partner Bhanuj to continue further with the speech.
As you all know, to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, we need peace and justice. Peace with justice is a way of thinking and acting that promotes non-violent solutions to everyday problems and thereby contributes to society, and this only makes us a institution. Peace means freedom from disturbance. It is a concept of social friendship and harmony in the absence of hostility and violence. Peace can be achieved only if you have justice. Justice is the most important and most discussed objective of the state and the society. It is the basis of what is human living. Justice demands the recognition of selfish actions of people for securing a fair distribution, equal treatment of equals, and proportionate and just rewards for all. It stands for harmony between individual interest and the interest of society. Now I would like to hand over the mic to my co-partner Kashvi.
Promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. To achieve peace, justice, and inclusion governments, civil society and communities must work together to implement lasting solutions that reduce violence, do justice, effectively fight corruption, and ensure at all times inclusive participation. Now I request my co-partner Garima to continue further.
To understand the topic more clearly, let's have a look at the example of Sabarimala temple, which is situated in Kerala, India. Traditionally, women of reproductive age have not permitted to worship there. This has been explained by the need to respect the celibate nature of the deity in this temple. Kerala High Court judgment provided a legal basis for this interpretation, and from 1991, Indian law forbade women from entering the temple. In September 2018, a judgment of the Supreme Court of India ruled that all Hindu pilgrims, regardless of age, gender, could enter. The Constitution bench of the Supreme Court held that any exception placed on women because of biological differences violates the Constitution. The ban violates the right to equality under Article 14 and right to freedom of religion under Article 25. As we can see, now women are entering the temple without any fear. This proves that the court gave them justice and there is peace too, as there are no more protests. Now, Sabarimala temple is a strong institution as the people are very happy, especially the women, as they can enter in without any fear. This shows to make strong institution, we need peace and justice. At last, I would request my co-partner Bhanuj to continue further with the poster.
At the last, we would like to conclude our presentation through a poster. Through this poster, I want to put forward to illustrate my points that if we all are together, we'll achieve our target, that we can only have a healthy relationship among our fellow human beings if we have peace around us, and peace and justice can only be achieved if we have harmony and a feeling of oneness among us. Thank you for your precious time and kind attention toward us.
Thank you, my dear students, for putting up a great presentation. Thank you so much. Over to you, Namrata ma'am.
Yeah, that was very informative, students. Very well presented with facts and analogies. Thank you, students, for the wonderful presentation and the coordination, wonderful coordination.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Now we move on to the next school, Bharat Ram Global School. The coordinator for the school is Pragya ma'am herself. Over to you, Pragya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And now I would like to call my representatives. First, Mahi, to speak about today's goal and to highlight their points. Mahi.
Good evening to my respected teachers and my dear friends. I feel delighted to talk on the topic SDG 16 or Sustainable Development Goal 16, which is all about peace, justice, and strong institutions. It says promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. The goal has 12 targets to be achieved by 2030. Some of its targets are protect children from abuse, exploitations, trafficking, and violence, promote the rule of law, and ensure equal access to justice. By 2030, provide legal identity for all, including birth registrations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahi. That was very informative. Now I would request Sarah to express her views. Sarah.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I, Saradas from HETS, would be introducing the Sustainable Development Goal number 16, Peace and Justice, Strong Institutions. To promote justice and strong institutions, we all have to take action. Everyone can help to make sure that we meet the global goals by taking few steps such as reduce violence everywhere, significantly reduce all forms of violence and related death rates everywhere, protect children from abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and violence, end abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and all forms of violence against and torture of children, promote the rule of law and ensure justice, promote the and international levels to ensure equal access to justice for all, combat organized crime and elect financial and arms flows, elect financial and arms flows, strengthen the recovery and return of stolen assets and combat all forms of organized crime. Sustainability reduce corruption and bribery. Reduce corruption and bribery in all their and transparent institutions. Develop effective, accountable, and transparent institutions at all levels. Respect decision making, inclusive and participatory decision making at all levels. Strengthen these participation in global governance. Broaden this strengthen the participation of developing countries in the institution of global governance. Now, provide universal legal identity. By 2030, provide legal identity for all, including birth registration. Ensure public access to information and protect fundamental freedoms. ensure public access to information and protect fundamental freedoms in accordance with national legislation and international agreements, strengthen the national institution to prevent violence and combat terrorism and crime, strengthen the relevant and national institution, including through international cooperation for building capacity at all levels, in particular in developing countries to prevent violence and combat terrorism and crime, promote and enforce non-discriminatory laws and policies, promote and enforce non-discriminatory laws and policies for sustainable development. By telling this, I just want to conclude that peace with justice is a way of thinking and acting which promotes non-violent solution to everyday problems and thereby contribute to a civil society. Peace with justice sets standards for the security of children and for primary health care, promotes and end to the violence of poverty. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Now let's hear Kavya. Kavya.
A heartiest good evening to one and all present here. Today, I will be presenting you all with the SDG goal number 16. SDG goal number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. Why is SDG goal number 16 important? SDG goal number 16 is important to promote the rule of law at the national and international levels and ensure equal access to justice by all. This point states that every citizen of this country and the people around the globe should have equal justice. By 2030, significantly reduce illicit financial and armed flows, strengthen the recovery and return of stolen assets, and combat all forms of organized crime. The challenge. Violence is perhaps the most significant and destructive challenge to the development, growth, well-being, and the survival of countries around the world. Fatalities resulting from armed conflict are rising in some parts of the world, causing mass displacement within countries and across borders, and resulting in massive humanitarian crises that adversely impact every aspect of our development efforts. This was the challenge which we need to face in future to get the peace and justice back in the world. Now, let us talk about where is the mistake being done. The first mistake is that it is a very important mistake. 30.84 million cases pending in high courts. This we are talking about India. All over India, 30.84 million cases are pending in the high courts, which is not at all a good point to be talked about. Over 3,38,000 crimes against women reported every year. These days, sexual harassment is a very bad point which is considered very important. Around 3,38,000 women are against the sexual crime every year. 8,132 cases of human trafficking reported in 2016. Not only this, but globally, 5,90,000 people lost their lives violently in 2016, which means that on an average, interpersonal or collective violence killed at least one person every minute or every year. How can we address this? Goal 16 is dedicated to the promotion of peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, the provision of access to justice to all, and building accountable institutions at all levels. National and global institutions have to be more transparent and effective, including local governance and judicial systems which are critical to the guarantee of human rights, law and order, and security. Let's all together take a oath to make this world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavya. That was amazing. Thank you, all the students. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you, Namrata, ma'am.
Thank you, Pragya, ma'am. Now we move. Now we move ahead to the third school, Sanjeevani World School. I would want my co-teacher, Neeta Gupta, ma'am, to take this further. Over to you, Neeta, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. I'm Neeta Gupta, teacher of Sanjeevani World School. I am privileged to introduce the dynamic students of Sanjeevani World School presenting SDG Goal 16, that is peace, justice, and strong institution. Now I request Master Shiveen to share his thoughts and ideas on the same. Ma'am, please make me the host so that I can share the screen.
All the participants can share the screen. The rights are given to everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, you may. You can start.
Good evening, one and all present over here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Today, I and my friends will be talking about SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institution. My topic is about peace, so I will start over here. What peacekeeping does. UN peacekeeping helps countries navigate the difficult paths from conflict to peace. We have unique strength, including legitimacy, burden sharing, and an ability to deploy troops and police from around the world. Integrating them with civilian peacekeepers to address a range of mandates set by the UN Security Council and General Assembly. Human rights are key in shaping the pandemic response. By respecting human rights in the time of crisis, we will build more effective and inclusive solutions for the emergency of today and recovery of tomorrow. To focus on the true fight, UN Security Antonio Guterres called for a global ceasefire in an appeal urging warring parties across the world to lay down their weapons in support of bigger battle against the COVID-19 pandemic. More than 2 million people have signed the online petition in support of Secretary General's ceasefire appeal. UN peacekeeping mission are continuing to carry out their mandates while also helping countries in their coronavirus response, which is guided by four main objectives. Do you know that every day hundreds civilians, including women and children, are killed in armed conflicts despite protection under international law? Last year, the world's cost of violence was $14.3 trillion. My last and not the least dream is that one day I would like to turn on the news and hear that there's peace on earth. Yesterday we celebrated International Day of Peace, that is 21st September. So let's promote love and peace. Thank you once again.
Good job, Shiveen. It was nice. So I request Vanshika to take it further.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am Vanshika Shah from Sanjeevani World School. Today, I am going to speak about my goal 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. This World Peace Project is evidence-based. The method we are adopting to achieve the world peace is amplified, validated by scientific research.
Vanshika, can you do full screen? Full screen.
It's a full screen. It's a full screen. Now the next one is all women you fight for no woman. Each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing is possibly without claiming it, she stands up for all women. In today's world, human being has advanced in technology, infrastructure, and education. We can visit any place in the world, can taste any food, can experience any culture within a couple of hours. Despite all these, there is still injustice to women in their personal and professional life across the world. So I firmly believe there has to be justice for women both at the workplaces and in social life. I believe women must not have justice at each stage of their lives. Women must not sacrifice their dreams for their family members and for the society. Now, the next one is Black Lives Matter. Racial superiority is a mere pigment of imagination. I believe there is only one race, the human race. I want to share my thoughts on justice for Black people. Even in today's day, there is injustice to people with Black skin, particularly at workplaces in developed countries such as USA, Australia, and European countries. Now, the next one is people over pipeline. Workers are the one out of the strongest support of the country's economy. I want to talk about justice for people over pipeline. In the name of development, many countries are spending lots of money in laying pipeline for extracting and transporting crude oil. Crude oil, the main cause of pollution, as we convert it into petrol, diesel, plastic, etc. Rather, some of this money should be used on people which are hungry, have no homes and no medical facilities. Now, the next one is immigrants make America great. The greatest nations are defined by how they treat their weakest inhabitants. I want to talk about justice for immigrants make America great. Immigrants means people who come from different countries to America for work and put their entire life to make America great. But still, there is injustice to these immigrants throughout their life in America. They face many difficulties while getting citizenship. There are different rules for penalty for immigrants compared to Americans. Now, the next one is all workers deserve living wages. I want to share my thoughts for justice for essential workers. Wage is important because minimum wage rates fail workers at lowest end of the pay scale and even were established are often not met. The purpose of minimum wage laws is to prevent employers from exploiting disparate workers. The minimum wage should be provided enough income to afford living wages. That is the amount needed to provide enough food, clothing, and shelter. If you are already earning above minimum wage, your employer won't be required to give you and pay increase too. Thank you.
Very well done, Vanshika.
Thank
It
you.
was very nice. Soham, I would like you to continue it further.
Good evening to one and present here. I, Master Soham Malik, feels privileged to share my idea of thought on SDG goal 16 peace, justice and strong institutions. As my friends have already shared their thoughts on peace and justice, allow me to share my thoughts on strong institutions. Child abuse. Violence against children affects more than 1 billion children around the world and costs societies up to 7 trillion a year. 50% of the world's children experience violence every year. Every 7 minutes, somewhere in the world, a child is killed by violence. 1 in 10 children is sexually abused before the age of 18. Elect financial flow. Largest contributors are elect financial flows, tax avoidance, trade mispricing, and trade misinvoicing. Corruption. Corruption poses a significant threat to countries around the world. It undermines democratic institutes, contributes to governmental instability, and erodes trust. Corruption threatens the economy. To safety and security structures, it can lead to dissatisfaction and distrust in leaders. Public institutes and the rule of law always remember, though the bribe is small, yet the fault is great. Accountable institutions. Strong, effective, transparent, and accountable institutions are essential for sustainable development and critical for governments to deliver services to their citizens. In 2020, governments worldwide have found themselves under strain while managing the fallout and consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic, as we can see in the graph given. Decisions. Development needs one where people could influence the decisions that affect their lives and create communities that thrive. Birth registration. Birth registration has occurred for 73% of children under 5, but only 46% had their birth registered, and the births of around 1 in 4 children under age 5 worldwide are never officially recorded, depriving them of a proof of legal identity, crucial for the protection of their rights and for access to justice and social services. Thank you very much for your unwavering attention throughout this presentation.
Thank you, Soham. Thank you, children. That was really wonderful. All the children spoke very well. Thank you.
Thank you. I would request Dev Samaj School to ask question from heads.
All right. Thank you, ma'am, for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
The first question is, do you find that fundamental rights and freedom are adequately protected in Germany? Are there certain rights that might require attention? This is the first question.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I would request Saira to answer this question. Saira?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, beta, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
The legal protection of fundamental rights and freedoms in Germany is quite satisfactory. However, it is also largely depends on the context and the practical implications. For example, although European law guarantees equal pay for men and women who perform the same work and has certain legal protection in place to make it easier for plaintiffs to bring equal pay lawsuits. German courts have often failed to effectively apply this law to domestic equal pay cases. Most notably, German courts have failed to adopt the burden shifting framework that the European law requires, under which the burden shifts to the employer to show lack of a discriminatory motive if a plaintiff can show at least one colleague of the opposite gender who earns more for the same work.
Thank you, Saira.
The second question is, how do you strive to ensure that fundamental rights and freedom are protected in Germany? What is your strategy?
Thank you, ma'am. I would request Mahi to answer this question. Mahi.
Sure, ma'am. The primary way in which the GFF works to ensure the protection of fundamental rights and freedom in Germany is through strategic litigations. Although this is relatively new concept in Germany and Euro, it is a tried and true strategy in the United States and has pioneered by organizations such as the American Civil Liberties Union. Our goal is to create a sustainable platform for strategic litigations in Germany and the EU. And to that end, we identify and support identical. Mama, audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
To support ideal plant. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Mahi.
Ma'am, there's some network issues.
Yeah, no issues, beta. You are audible. Please continue.
Okay, ma'am. For example, in a recent lawsuit against the BND, the German equivalent of the National Security Agency, we partnered with the reports without borders to challenge a law that allowed the surveillance of communication between non-German citizens outside of German territory.
Thank you, Mahi. Thank you.
Okay, the last question is, in an ideal world, what would you wish for in Germany with regard to achieving the UN goal of peace, justice, and strong institutions?
Thank you, ma'am. I would request Kavya to answer this question.
Yes, ma'am. In an ideal world, Germany is performing pretty well. My answer is ensuring peace. The first of these goals is a matter of foreign policy. With regards to justice, the GFF is currently focused on a number of cases related to equality, as is also the case in American constitutional law. A big focus of our efforts is making sure that everyone's constitutional rights are protected equally. I think that equality is a fundamental prerequisite to justice. For as Martin Luther King to aptly put it, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. With regards to strong institutions, our hope is to make sure that our institutions, however strong, still respect fundamental rights.
Thank you, Kavya. Now I would request Namrata ma'am to take over.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Pragya ma'am. Now I would request Bharat Ram Global School, that is HETS, to ask questions to Sanjeevani World School.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request Sarah to put up her first question.
Yes, ma'am. My question is, what we can do to achieve peace?
I would request Sanjeevani World School children to answer this question.
Please answer this question.
Ma'am, can repeat because the voice was really low.
What can we do to achieve peace?
Yes, ma'am. Can I answer?
Shivin. Yes, Shivin.
We can exercise your rights to hold your elected officials to account. Exercise your rights to freedom of information and share your opinion with your elected representative. Promote inclusion and respect towards people of different ethnic origin, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or different opinion. Together, we can help to improve conditions for a life of dignity for all.
Thank you, Shivin. Thank you. Now, next question.
Yeah, I would request Mahi to put up her question. Mahi.
Yes, ma'am. How does justice help society?
Yes. How does justice help society?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, are you able to hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Yes, ma'am. Social justice promotes fairness and equity across many aspects of society. For example, it promotes equal economic education and workplace opportunities. It's also important to the safety and security of individual and communities.
Thank you. Thank you, Vanshika. Yes.
Now I would request Kavya to come up with her question. Kavya?
Yes, ma'am. My question to Sanjeevani World School is that why SDG goal number 16 is important?
Yes. To promote the rule of law at the nation and international levels and ensure equal access to justice for all.
Thank you, Soham. Thank you,
Now,
HETS. Yes, yes, Pragya ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, now I would request Sanjeevani World School students to ask questions from Dev Samaj School.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So the first question for Dev Samaj School is, yes, who is asking the question?
And my question is that how are peace and justice linked to each other?
Yes, how are peace and justice linked to each other?
Without a solid and stable foundation of justice, no person, government, or community will achieve peace they desire. Peace comes from justice and not from corruption and oppression. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next question, please.
Ma'am, can I ask the question?
Yes, Shivin, please ask.
What should be done to promote peace and justice in society?
I request Garima to answer this question.
Yes, ma'am. In society, there should be some sustainable goals. People should be happy and live a healthy life. There should be non-violent solutions. We should increase literacy rate. People should respect fundamental rights and better facilities to the lower of the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Garima. Thank you. Next question.
Yes, ma'am. Why peace and justice important for us?
I request Bhanus to answer this, bache.
Yes.
Please answer.
Peace and justice are important because if peace and justice will be there, there will be equality and there will be no discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you, bache. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya ma'am.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Now I would like to call Pragya ma'am for the summarization of the goal.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to summarize today's goal, which is really very, very important goal, especially in today's era. Peace, stability, human rights, and effective government based on the rule of law are important conducts for sustainable development. We are living in a world that is increasingly divided. Some regions enjoy sustained levels of peace, security, and prosperity, while others fails into seemingly endless cycles of conflict and violence. This is by no means inevitable and must be addressed. High level of armed violence and insecurity have a destructive impact on a country's development, affecting economic growth and often resulting in a long-standing grievances among communities that can last for generations. Sexual violence, crime, exploitation, and torture are also prevalent where there is conflict or no rules of law, and countries must take measures to protect those who are most at risk. The Sustainable Development Goals aims to signify and reduce all forms of violence and work with government and communities to find lasting solutions to conflict and insecurities. Strengthening the rule of law and promoting human rights is key to this process, as is reducing the flow of illicit arms and strengthening the participation of developing countries in the institution of global governance. Over to you, Namrata ma'am.
Thank you, Pragya ma'am. Very beautifully you have summarized the goal. Now, I would like to induct everyone for tomorrow's goal, that is the next day's goal. On 23rd September, tomorrow, we have SDG event on goal 17, which is partnership for the goals at 4 p.m. tomorrow. It will strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the goal partnership for sustainable development. Achieving the ambitious target of 2030 agenda requires a revitalized and enhanced goal partnership that brings together governments, civil society, the private sector, the UN nation systems, and others, mobilizing all available resources. Do join us for this wonderful event where we will exchange different ideas and thoughts about SDG Goal 17, Partnership for the Goals. Over to you, Pragya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Ms. Vedanti Dinesh ma'am to say a few words about today's event and to give her feedback to our students on their views on Goal 16. Vedanti ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Pragya. That was so wonderful session, informative. I must say it was like a complete journey for me because initially when I checked with the concept of sustainable development, I thought you people are touching with some environmental concept as such. But when I sit and started to observe, it was more depth than that. And it was a very broader and very depth concept. I must congratulate and I must thank each and every student who has put in that depth efforts to give us such a wonderful insight of the concept of sustainable goals here. Everyone has touched everywhere. There is nowhere where we can even think that, okay, this is something got missed out. No, this is completely and full packed information what the session was actually about to. Thank you so much, each and everyone. But especially I just want to congratulate Master Banuj, I guess. He was exactly looking like a professor to me. He was so strict. He was so particular with his concepts, particular with his fluency. Each and everything was so damn perfect, including his research till his rendering the concept. Congratulations to Banu, especially that's what I observed. But I apart from him, each and everyone, the statistics, the information, what they've gathered, the efforts what they've put in was completely so beautifully rendered and so beautifully, it was, as I said, it was completely very informative for each and everyone. Any person without a knowledge sitting here can get a knowledge completely. That's what it was. That's how it was. And basically, they touched each and every area. They started with the goal. They just came out with the different goals, starting with the global peace, communities. They also dragged institutions. They also dragged society. They also talked about child labor, women empowerment, and completely economic development. What is the role of the important personalities, professionals, and the peacekeepers, the goal peacekeepers. Each and every area was touched. Each and every area was briefly described, discussed. And at the whole, I can say this is something where they came, they were here, they joined. I joined with them. Sorry to say that. I joined with them. I got a goal set here. I got a strategies, okay, to render it. I got a strategies how to overcome it, and some discussions with the discussions of points with the statistics and the information which is very reliable. At the end, they also gave me a conclusion how it has to be executed. That's how it was, a power packed, full, completely informative, full statistical data. Everything was awesome. Great work. I was completely overwhelmed with the complete presentation. Each and every student has done. Thanks to their teachers, thanks to their parents and the team who is behind it. Actually, I just want to share one thing. If Aruna ma'am is here, actually in our last conversation, she was talking about the team, what she was doing, how the team is set, it is completely organized. It's completely like full set with the stream, what they are looking for, all that. But today I witnessed it. So impressive. I wish all the very best. Okay, keep rocking in the same way and let you reach more heights. and let you pay for your hard works. Thank you so much for making me a part of this wonderful session and feeling overwhelmed with all these presentations and their talent again. Thank you so much. Special thanks to Dr. Aruna joining me here, and HETS team and Sanjeevani team. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for appreciation and motivation. Thank you. Now I feel privileged to call Dr. Aruna ma'am to give her valuable feedback.
Okay, thank you so much, Pragya, and thank you, Dr. Vedavati, for gracing this occasion. It is our pleasure to have you here, and it was the apt goal for you because you being associated with justice and law, and that was very, very relevant for us to get more knowledge from you as well. So yes, and children, I should be seeing everyone smiling. Aren't you all proud of what you all presented? Aren't you all proud? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So unmute yourself. Give a round of applause. That's my daily conveying that I convey to all the students. I should hear it. I should hear it. Wonderful. Wonderful. So keep it up. And I always say at the end that each one of you are a bundle of knowledge if you really put in your effort. It's not because this is the event and we have to present it and get ready only for this event. No, because you are the future. You are the one who will be leading. Today, we are there only to handhold you, but you would be leading. Your teachers, your coordinators, your principals are there only to handhold you. I'm sorry, but you are the one who would be taking it further. So children, stick on to what your thoughts are. Start putting your thoughts into action. Whatever you have presented today, start putting that into your daily life as well. Because during these sessions, I think Namrata and Pragya would definitely agree that we came across certain students who are literally implementing that every goal in their daily life. They are implementing and they showed the evidence how they are doing it as well. So this was something that we got to know, that the children are so much aware of the future. What is the challenges that that they are facing right now at present, and how are we going to overcome that? That is what we want our youngsters to look on. And yes, our all the three organizations who have joined here today. And yes, a kudos to all of you, and also to my HETS Youth League Association, because the Youth League Association, where we have presidents, vice presidents, secretary, each one of the children, each one child is designated with a certain designation. They are leading the team. They are going ahead and creating, attending the events, taking on the events, and they are promoting the events themselves. Okay, they are coordinating themselves. So I'm very proud of them. And definitely this platform, I would, all the coordinator and the principal, I would, any other event we are coming up, we would definitely get in touch with you to join us again and make it a successful with our wonderful youngsters. And y'all, anything y'all want SDG help, we would definitely be glad to connect with, and you can give us a call anytime. And I think Divya knows that anytime she calls me, I'm there. I do.
Yeah, I'm so thankful to you, ma'am. I was about to say this. I'm so thankful to you, and I'm there to be part with your organization anytime. Just contact the school, and I will be there with you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot, Divya. That means a lot. And
yes, I will be there next time. Any program, any event, just call the school, and I will be there. I will be there, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Given an opportunity.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And yes, children, so today we wind up, but yes, do not miss on the 25th, because that is your day. That is your felicitation day for the work that you all have done, the effort that you all have put, and each one of you, along with all the chief guests, along with all the principals, along with all the coordinators, plus students of 30 schools, 35 schools. It would be really, really a big event. So do not miss on that and make it a memorable day, because that is the anniversary of UNSDG. So that is the reason we have kept it on that day, and it will be a memorable day. So I want each and every one of you to be present on that day. With that, over to you, Pragya and Namrata.
Thank you, ma'am. You are a big inspiration, motivator, and you are a person who is not only teaching students, but you are guiding and supporting us too. So thanks from my side. And at the same time, I would like to take the opportunity to express my gratitude to Dr. Nurup Kaur, Principal of Bharat Ram Global School, Indrapuram, and Chief Advisory Officer of HETS, to provide this platform to me. Now we have reached towards the end of this amazing interactive exchange of ideas related to SDG Goal 16. Now I would request Namrata ma'am to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pragya. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty for giving us opportunity to organize such an event to bring the year to the wonderful conclusion. I would like to thank our special guest for today to grace this occasion with her benign presence. Thank you, ma'am, for your gracious presence. I would like to express my deep gratitude to all the principals, coordinators, students for participating and enlightening us with their knowledge. Dr. Seema Negi ma'am and Dr. Aruna Vadkar ma'am, without their support and guidance, this event would not have been possible. I would also like to express my deep sense of appreciation to the dedication of all the amazing teaching staff. Thank you for your unstinted support. I owe special gratitude to the administration staff who have worked hard to ensure that all these occasions become a memorable one and memorable success. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a wonderful evening. Stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
And a round of applause to Namrata and Pragya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was
Thank
wonderful.
you. Thank you. Thank you.